You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud.
Hola. Bienvenido a Podcast of Color.
Podcast de color.
Oh yeah, Podcast de Color. Where shit, I don't know the rest of it. So we're four trash bags of color come together and make some. Yeah, we're four trash bags of color come together to make sense of this wild, wild world we live in. So, I'm Baze, the hee haw hunty. Who are y'all?
I'm John Clearwaters.
Oh my god. John Clear.
That was my what?
Oh no.
I'm Rakeem Newbottom.
Ah, yes! A whole new world. Welcome.
A whole new world.
A whole new world, yes.
Mm-hmm.
With a capital H, yeah. Okay.
I'm so dead.
Sponsored by the letter 4.
And I'm Renee.
And Renee, who are you?
That's it. That's all we get.
Okay, I guess that's all we get.
Moving on.
Wow, that NDA is real tight.
Now, okay. Well, what is going to be the question of color this week?
Renee?
The question of color this week is... Yes, the question of color this week is going to be... if your friends had staged an intervention for you, what would it be for? And then you can answer it, and then so can
I'm gonna go first.
other people, obviously.
I'm gonna go first just because mine is dark. You know, hello darkness, my old friend. I feel like if I had an intervention, it'd really be for drinking.
Oh. I was gonna say anime, but
I mean that too. I feel like they're like, oh, you know, you probably need to like stop drinking like margaritas in the morning and at night and in the middle of the day. And the only time I really don't like to drink is when I'm on set. And even then, like,
I was gonna say, weren't you drinking a lot last episode?
that's not set.
Oh, you mean other set?
Like when I'm, yeah, like
He's a photographer, sis.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
she's
booked. I have jobs
what's it called?
Plural.
Yeah.
and still broke. Anyway,
Plural,
so-
like the S on his chest.
yes,
Like
Now
the
sit
S
your
on
bum
his
ass
nipple.
down. You got an F on your test.
F.
Yes. Nicki Minaj lyrics? Okay, never mind. I see the barb
Basil-
is not jumping out today.
No, because never mind.
She got a whole new world.
Because we don't we stand actually never mind.
Yeah, we're not pitting women against each other. Let's not do that today, sis.
Who said that? Who said that?
Baze, what would you be interventioned for? Is that right? Correct?
Ooh.
Is that intervention?
Interventioned. Intervention. Probably my anger.
Yes.
I'd be
These
ready
are
to
dark.
fight.
These are a lot
management.
darker than I was expecting. I thought like y'all were going to say like Twinkies or like... You know.
Oh, well,
No.
I also would be interventioned for I would also be interventioned for watching period dramas. Like every time Mark drags me on a daily basis for watching like movies about white people and like the past and beautiful gowns. But like honestly, it's not the white people that I'm watching for, it's the gowns. And when they put black people in beautiful gowns in period in old times and whatnot, I enjoyed that too. So really,
What movies
issue-
are you watching where black people are in beautiful gowns?
There's
Like,
not
I don't
really
know.
very
I'm so
many.
glad you said it.
There's not very many. Yeah,
There's
you are
the
glad he
one
said it,
that's-
aren't you, John?
There's like the one that's, you know, about the one girl who was like the daughter of a slave. What's it like called, Belle or something?
Yeah, Belle was really good. There's
But
there's
that's
a
it.
few. There's movies about the plasages of New Orleans.
What's a plaçage?
A plaçage was
I
like
don't know
a
what
it was like a side chick. It was what a lot of black women were in
wow.
New Orleans back in the like early 19th century. and they were like the white men tended to have like black families and white families, so they had like the black like mistress, and they would take care of their children with her, and then they would give their daughters to other white men to be their mistress when they reached a certain age, and they had balls and all kinds of shit. It was like a whole system.
I wonder if that's what inspired Olivia Pope.
So anyway, moving right along. I would probably be intervention for a my non-serious answer is period dramas, but my serious answer is like anger, because I'm always ready to throw down with people.
I think my answer A and B would be dick.
Thank you. I was just about to say, I'm looking at him like, if he does not say dick, then I'm cutting off your mic.
I mean, no, it's not. I guess it's more of my joking answer. I don't think it like interrupts my professional life. Actually, sometimes it does.
I'm listening. Like, are you going to lie on this day?
I think, and then another answer would, I think, legitimately, probably. If anyone from my job is listening, please turn it off. I would say.
Should I put that? Should I cut that? Yeah. Put that at the beginning of the.
No, I'm kidding.
Like, you're listening to a Refuel Studios podcast. If you are friends with John Covington, please.
If you are a coworker, colleague.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just been smoking a lot of weed lately, and I'm okay with that.
Well, it's a cruel world we live under.
Yeah. I just need to disassociate often. And it helps.
You know what also really helps? ASMR videos help me dissociate.
That's
what I would also need to get intervention from.
ASMR videos?
I listen to ASMR videos all the time.
I'm such a square, apparently. I just take a hot shower if I want to dissociate.
Oh. Do you need a hot shower to dissociate? Because literally I can dissociate
anywhere, but it helps.
Right, I could do it right now.
No, not right now. Renee?
Is he dissociating?
God. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I think what I would do would be... I think mine would be, the serious one would maybe be self-doubt. I think that would be the serious one. And then also I try to ask Sean this, and he said wait, but y'all haven't, the hat that I'm always wearing, but I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it's like my lucky hat, and like I want to carry it with me. Yeah. But it's like
the black one with that little blue thing in the center.
The one that you always wear, that you were born with, that I've never seen you without. Yeah, that hat?
No, but this is a particular one that it says, it's like a brand, it's like a skating brand or whatever, and it says Caesar salad on the top, and there's a picture of a Caesar salad, and Sean's blood is boiling, like every time he sees it, he's like, please get rid of that hat. And I almost lost it once, and he was like so happy, and like it turned up, and it was great. But
where'd you almost lose it?
At the gym.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say your addiction was ass. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
This intervention's for Giardia.
I was.
Oh no.
I was trying not to come up with a sexual answer, but that would probably be the number one is for sure ass. I'm sure.
I don't know if this is like slut shaming, but aren't interventions for like Giardia, isn't that just like called a trip to the clinic?
Yes. And I've taken those, so I'm taking care of myself.
Yes. Come through sex positivity.
Yes, we love sex positivity. We love going to the clinic.
We love being in charge of our sexual health. Yes.
Yes, we love knowing our status. We love, yes. Okay, so I think we've kind of shit in you guys' ears for enough for one section. So we're going...
Wow, shit in your ears? That's also how you get Giardia, but in your ears. No, I'm kidding.
So that's the end of
we're gonna end, and then we're gonna move on to the minutes of color.
What up? Welcome back to Podcast of Colors, Minutes of Color. Where are we gonna start today? I think we should start with this thing that cracked me up a few days ago. Lorde got dragged on Twitter.
Wait, I thought we were gonna shout out your man.
We are gonna shout him out, but I just wanted to talk about this real quick because it cracked me up. Lorde posted a picture of a bathtub. I think it was after she did her show here in New York. She posted a picture of a bathtub on Instagram and was like, and used the Whitney Houston quote, "And I will always love you." And she got dragged. Now, I saw the picture and I saw the quote and I didn't even think anything of it. I was just like, I don't get it. I really didn't get why people were tripping because nobody was actually saying why they were tripping. And then I finally found it and somebody was like, oh yeah, because Whitney Houston died in a bathtub. And so now so then everyone was going off about how like she was shading her and how like they don't know about her now and like they watching her. And I was like, y'all know good and goddamn well Laura was not trying to shade no Whitney motherfucking Houston. Come on now. It was just a poorly.
Say though that she just loved bathtubs.
It was just
maybe
a poor
she had
choice.
a show from her sold out world tour. Maybe she was listening to Whitney Houston and saw the bathtub, and she just had a lapse in judgment. That's all. I can't relate. I'm too poor to relate to what Lorde's judgment might be. You know.
But like, come on now. Y'all don't really honestly think that she was like, let me say some shady shit about Whitney Houston and the way that she died. Like, that's completely out of character for her, especially from what we've heard her talk about. You know what I mean?
What bitch is dumb enough to shade Whitney Houston? Like,
exactly.
Demi
other than
Lovato.
Kaya.
Did she shade? Did she?
Not Demi Lovato.
Did
What
she?
did she say?
No.
But she would do it.
I thought you were asking like
She
who
would.
Yeah.
Okay, she
That's
would.
what I was saying.
Remember when Barbie introduced the Zendaya Barbie? And everyone was like, and they introduced it right after the whole like dreads controversy when she wore her dress to the Oscar red carpet. Mm-hmm. And they introduced the Barbie that looked like her with dreads, and it was like this big moment, and everybody was like congratulating Zendaya on it, and she was so happy about it. And Demi was like, "Well, if you want a plus size Barbie, I'm always available."
Right.
So like that totally
make it about me.
But you know what? Ever since I found out, go ahead.
To be fair, Demi has been going through some shit and has had some like struggles with substances. So
I was just about to say I watched the documentary and it made everything make so much sense.
Honestly, as soon as I found out that, as soon as she announced that she was 1% African, honestly, like that completely changed my perspective on her. And I began to stand. So,
you were just like wig,
and as soon as she started minding her business, look how thick she is. Look, you see, I mean, poorly chosen costume. She was a cop for Halloween, but she was thick. I was like, okay, ass.
She's beautiful.
I saw her at the airport.
Wait,
she's gorgeous.
did y'all see the video of her grinding on Kalani at a concert or whatever?
Yes.
No,
I'm kind of here for it.
I'm here for it. I ship it.
This is really bad, but I haven't watched any videos of Kalani because ever since someone said that she's musty, I know she's probably not. I just can't help but thinking like, ugh, like she's sticky, and I'm just like, I need to stop.
Wow.
She's LA Pride.
Anyway, I ship it. Wait, what'd you say, John?
I said the Queen of LA Pride.
Oh, who?
Oh.
Yeah, so Kalani and I don't know how to pronounce it.
Tuvlo.
Okay.
I'm going to try to see if I can make that, because that could be cute.
You know, Bass, what I just realized is, so John just said Queen of LA Pride, and normally, like, when we're not recording in the same room, it's really easy to ignore something if you didn't hear what he said. Yeah. But he said it and looked right at me, and I was like, oh.
He's like, you about to acknowledge this shit, bitch.
I didn't hear what he said, so I was just going to, like, move along. He was like, what I said was funny. Like, laughing.
He was waiting for you. You had the mic in your mouth and everything.
Oh my god! Like I can't pick my feet anymore when we're recording, or like.
But you can play with your nipples. That's
fine. Ooh.
So Mark is going on tour.
So yes, Marco Shiro, author of "Anger Is a Gift," his tour was announced by Entertainment Weekly, which is a huge deal.
Yeah.
He's gonna be his book. So his book comes out on Tuesday, May 22nd, which is also my birthday, in New York. So if you guys are in the tri-state area, definitely
happy early birthday, you old bitch.
Whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, can I look? We're trying to focus on positivity right now. Thank you. So yes, if you want to go to the strand.com, that's where they're selling tickets for the opening event. there's Danielle Clayton, who is the author of The Bells, which is also on the New York Times bestseller list. Is hosting the conversation. The event is also with Tiffany Jackson. Mark is going to be like doing events with Jason Reynolds. He's going to be doing events with Nick Stone, Daniel Jose O'Dare, like just a lot of big author names. He's going to New York, Washington, D.C., Decatur, Georgia, New Orleans, Houston, San Diego, Chicago, New York again, San Francisco, Oakland, and Los Angeles. So, all our LA and Oakland peeps, definitely come out and support that. You guys can find like the details to the dates on markmashiro.com. Yeah, so
Damn, is he also going to be opening up for Beyonce and Jay-Z
at the
Rose Bowl?
It may happen. It may happen. He might be doing a live reading at Coachella, bitch.
Are you serious?
No.
No. I was like, okay, we stand, bro.
Could you imagine like an author doing a live reading at Coachella?
Honestly, that's kind of impactful. I would do that. I would go see spoken word at Coachella.
No, you wouldn't.
ASMR,
No, the fuck you wouldn't. I wouldn't even do that.
Oh, my live ASMR? Oh, bitch. Oh,
do you really want to be surrounded by a bunch of stinky ass white people while you listen to ASMR?
No, you're right. I don't want to be around that.
What were you gonna say, Renee?
I was gonna say I can see that lady that eats the pickles performing there.
Oh my god,
Miss Chu.
That would be awesome. Could you imagine she opened for Beyonce? Now that would be lit.
Can you imagine she just walk out and then she just walked up to the mic and she goes,
and starts like
he's chewing on a water bottle.
Because we don't have fucking pickles, bitch. Damn, let me live.
What if she went on and then Beyonce came on as a guest?
Crumble that paper, ho.
What is that?
Sorry, what were you gonna say, John?
I'm on your left side. The left side of the stadium. Make some noise, but quietly. Now the right side. I think y'all could be a little bit quieter than the left side. Let's see. Make some noise. Okay, middle section up top. I see you two. Your turn. Make some noise. I think y'all were the quietest. So we gonna give it up for the queen. She's gonna come out. And I want y'all to be really quiet at first. Quiet snaps. I can see it.
Oh god. So moving right along. Hot Felon. I don't remember the nigga's name, but we don't have to. Y'all remember Hot Felon?
Hot Felon.
The light-skinned nigga that was in jail.
Meeks or something?
Huh?
It's like Jeremy Meeks or something.
There
like
we go.
Meeks.
Look, you remember it. Jeremy Meeks.
Is it Jeremy?
So a couple years ago, Jeremy Meeks was in jail, but now he's walking.
That is so petty.
No, he was. Was he not? Did I lie? He was in jail, and now he's walking runways, and now he is the baby father of Chloe Green. Chloe Green is the heiress of Topshop.
Shut up.
So my nigga glowed the fuck up. Not grew the fuck up. He's probably still very childish. I mean, the way his ex-wife is telling that he's still very childish. But he glowed the fuck up, and now he got a billionaire pregnant. And so, assuming she, continues to keep him around, if they get married, he said all he has to do is apply for spousal support.
It don't matter. He's gonna have a child with her.
Yeah, but but that don't mean nothing. He's the nigga. He's not the mom.
Well,
she could get rid of him anytime and find her a new nigga. You know how these white girls do.
True. But white girls don't like to be baby mamas, so she's probably gonna stick with him.
That is very no. But you know what? A lot of mixed race people. No, a lot of mixed race people I know have with their white moms their dads and their parents aren't together anymore. So I mean, you know what? They'll probably at least get married first, so it's official. That's
what I just realized.
What?
White people get divorced, but black people are baby mamas. What the fuck? I just realized that.
Wow.
A word.
Damn, shake the table.
Come on, Tipple.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, I mean, what a come up. What a come up.
I was just gonna say that.
What'd you say?
Disgusting.
So you said what a come up. I said literally.
Oh, true. I mean, this might be the biggest come up since Cardi B.
Oh, okay, transition. Okay, segue.
So speaking of
segues.
Cardi B, Homegirl dropped her album, and I have to say, like, I was expecting bops. I was not, like, I didn't have high hopes for this being, like, a great album. I was like, oh, this is gonna have some bops. I'm gonna be able to dance to it, whatever it's gonna be. But Homegirl really delivered.
Oh, but God.
What's everyone's favorite tracks?
Ooh, I'll name 3 because I can't do one. So Through the Phone.
Really?
What?
No, I said really because that one. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry. So it's Through the Phone. Damn. Like, why am I blanking now that I'm like looking at it? It's Through the Phone. She Bad, and Money Bag. And honestly, I feel like instead of dropping Cartier Barty and Be Careful, I think she should have dropped Through Your Phone and She Bad. Those should have been her 2 singles, I think. But anyway,
Through the Phone definitely should have been a single. Sorry, go ahead.
Definitely over Be Careful.
You go.
I really like Get Up 10, Best Life, Through Your Phone, and I Do.
I was just gonna say
yes.
I do. I feel like I do should have been like an opener, or should have been one of the first tracks.
That song is vicious. It's just like, I read it, and what?
Yeah, true. I'll say I do Moneybag and Ring. I think like Kalani's hook is so good.
Wow, after you just dragged her for being musty.
Well, girl, I get to hear her, not smell her.
I think she just gets that reputation because she's from the Bay Area, but I think she's gorgeous.
I think it's just because she's a girl.
She
with
is
tattoos.
gorgeous.
I think that's why they call her musty.
There you go. That too.
Someone made up the joke, and it's been funny to me. So that is all.
Misogynoir.
Oh my God!
Like,
I remember that whole thing. I also really like
not
Cardi
that person. I had heard. You ain't hear this from me though.
Oh, you know what? I just realized John's trying to sit there and pin this misogynoir on me when truly,
wow,
this project. She said, "Oh my God, they're not talking about me for once."
Anyway, did you guys listen to the Kali Uchis new album?
You mean Kali Uchis?
That was cute.
Yeah, because
Kali Uchis.
I think. I pronounced that incorrectly. But yeah, that album's really good too.
Her album is super good.
Yeah, it's really good.
To that.
I still love that song Loner, but this album's really good.
It's so good. It's different from her. I think it's a little more. I don't know. There was a lot more like 8-bit to it. Kind of sound like some Nintendo music in the background of some of them.
Yeah. You would like this album. I feel like this is such a like a stoner album. It's really good.
I really like that shoe bop like 60s vibe to it, but it still feels very modern and like very present. It doesn't feel like a bite off of that era, like somebody, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of singers that were doing that whole like old school voice. They all do that old smoky voice that like they were trying to imitate Adele, and they were doing that whole old school style, but I feel like she definitely made it her own, and it sounds like very modern.
Yeah.
I didn't listen yet, but yay.
In My Dreams, I really like In My Dreams a lot. That one was cool.
Shout out to Alina Baraz.
Oh yeah, there's so much music this weekend.
She came out with a new song. A new album. Shout out to Flatbush Zombies. Their album is lit.
Wait, are we going to talk about the bop of the century?
I was going to, girl. I'm getting there. Damn.
Wow.
The stand is jumping out. It's not jumping out. It's crawling out. Like that shit is coming out.
What is her stand base called?
The Cunts. The Cunt Brigade.
Okay. Anyway, Azalea Banks came out with a song called Anna Wintour, and I've been strutting through the city, down the streets, all day, every day, listening to that.
Me and Sean have been putting on like shows for our CIA agents every morning since it dropped.
The FBI is sick. Okay.
So Rakeem took off his earphones. He's not listening. But just to let you guys know, before we started recording, he looked at the doc and he was like, "What is Bop of the Century? If it's Azalea Banks, I'm leaving." And then he clicked it, and Azalea Banks, and he closed his laptop. He was like, he's so unimpressed.
That's because, you know what, Rakeem, listen, I'm with you in most cases with Azalea Banks, but when she releases a bop, you have to accept that it's a bop.
It's
No,
it's
when
Taylor
bop-lematic.
Swift, no, when
Wait,
Taylor
wait,
Swift
wait,
releases
wait,
a bop,
wait,
called
fave,
Anna Wintour?
but
when Taylor
Wait,
Swift releases a bop, you
wait.
acknowledge it, and you not only acknowledge it, you name it. You
Will
name it
you-
an Aryan bop. But when
will
a
you
black
acknowledge
woman,
Bruno Mars's
when
bops?
a problematic black woman releases a bop, you have no words, and you claim that it is undeserving. Fascinating.
Are you done? Can I respond?
Simply
Post-birthday
fascinating.
drag.
First of all, you're full of shit because and no one else called someone else's mom things I can't even repeat. And we say everything on this damn show, which were actual slurs. That would be for anyone. Second of all, I texted y'all in the group chat last week or 2 weeks ago, and I told Renee, I said, I'm actually going to give Azalea Banks another chance. I did say this, and I did listen to the song. I don't dislike the song. The only thing I am like okay about is I feel like I've heard that song from her before. But
Sure.
other than that,
It does
but
sound
other than-
similar.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's not bad. Like I'm not gonna act like I didn't jig to it.
I just appreciated it because after Slay Z, I really was afraid she had lost it. So I was just afraid. I was just happy to see that like she could still do it if she wanted to. Was there a lot of growth with this song? No, but we know she could still kill it. And even if you know what I mean, like at least like when you hear like a Drake song, you get tired of it because it's like, oh my god, he's doing this shit, the same shit that he's been doing, and it's the same boring ass shit.
Except this new one wasn't.
But
Wait, but yeah.
but
can we
with
talk about the new
Azalea,
song?
it's just like okay, like. But it's still amazing. Like, yeah, she's doing something similar
Right.
to what she's already done. But like
Yeah.
that talent, though, those vocals, that like that scream, that semi screamo thing that she's doing, that
I love
those
that.
lyrics.
I like it.
I love
She
that.
did-
Oh,
she
she's
did not
an
have to go that
amazing
hard.
lyricist.
She's an
I bet
amazing
you, like,
lyricist.
The sales of blowhorns have been going up. Or what
I
were they
hate
called?
you so
Megaphones?
much.
Oh, because of
I
the-
fucking
because of
hate
the
you so
gift.
much. You're so stupid. I hate you.
Oh my god, the young Rapunzel thing takes me. Like that shit goes off.
She sound like a carnival on crack, but it's good.
Queen on megaphones.
I've definitely almost busted my head in the shower trying to like bang my head to that before. Oh, I think I'm gonna listen to Broken
I
These
wanna-
Tapes on the way home.
I want to mosh to her music. Like I hate moshing because if people push me, I'm ready to fight. But I want to mosh to
A
her
gay
shit.
mosh? What's a gay mosh?
an orgy.
And Naomi Campbell gave her props for the song, so just like
She said another black liked it.
No.
So you other blacks better bow down.
I'm saying the Queen of the Runway gave the song named
The Queen
Anna
of the Blacks.
Wintour
But why is it
the
called
Bop of
Anna
the
Wintour?
Century stamp. So
Why is it called Anna Wintour?
I don't know. I need to go look up the lyrics.
She,
'cause I'll never be.
she called it. It's like ew. I hate that I know this, but it's like a super uplifting song. It's like kind of like it's a song about like being, I guess, like feeling really down, and then one day like feeling like, wait, I'm actually where I belong, and it's kind of like uplifting. And then she, after that uplifting, she felt like, wait, I'm also like a bad bitch, and she was like, who's like the baddest bitch in like the fashion industry? And she said Anna Wintour, so it's named Anna Wintour.
All right.
She must have watched the September issue over and over.
Oh my god, I just watched a September issue. Like
It's so good.
it's amazing.
I need to watch
But-
it.
Grace Coddington is the real hero of that movie.
Truly. Grace Coddington is that bitch. I want a song named Grace Coddington.
yeah.
Have you guys
let's-
read her
let's make a
biography?
song called
She like her biography is so good.
Wait, did you guys see the trailer for Andre Leon Talley's movie?
No, I
What?
didn't know there was one. Oh, bitch.
Oh my god. They're
Andre
making-
deserves.
He's getting his own movie and it looks so good.
Oh, bitch. Okay, listen.
In the September issue, he's like, it's a famine of
a
beauty.
famine.
A famine of beauty.
I just love his word. Oh, that's too much fashion. I say that at least 10 times a day.
He's like, of course, what Miss Wintour says goes. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, his movie is-
so
I forgot what it's called.
we opened with some lighthearted topics. I mean, we almost done, but let me just throw some dark shit at y'all real quick. The New
We
York
need to make a soundbite for dark shit.
NY Mag did a piece on a kid they call Henry. Henry is a kid who is from El Salvador. He was arrested by ICE. He was living in Long Island, and he helped put away a lot of members of MS-13. He was betrayed. So what happened was, he was living in El Salvador. His MS-13 protected him and his family, like gave him food, all that shit. He was eventually pressured into being into the gang, so he was jumped in. He was kind of jumped in against his will. He was forced to kill someone. He as a child, I don't remember exactly how old he was at that point in the story, but I think
he was like 12, 11, I think
11 or 12. He then fled because a rival gang was in the town, and they said that they would disappear him if he like didn't leave, and then they would kill his grandparents who he was living with because his parents had left him and moved to Jersey. He ended up meeting his parents. His mom was with an abusive boyfriend, and his dad was like they had divorced, and his mom was with an abusive boyfriend. Then she abandoned him in that home, and he had to go live with his uncle because she went to she abandoned him, but she was also a victim of abuse, so she went to a shelter to escape her boyfriend. He was fine. I think the first year or two of high school that he was attending in the U.S. I think it was his junior year. He ran into a kid enrolled who was also from El Salvador and had recognized him as being a part of the gang. He got jumped because they jumped him because they were like, "Why didn't you report in?" And so then he was like brought back into the gang life, and he had been relieved and thought that he had escaped it. At that point, he started feeling hopeless because it felt comfortable and familiar because this was what he had grown up with, but it also was like he was getting tired of it. It was getting increasingly violent. And there were 2 girls, one of which he had reported to the gang, that were murdered by members of the gang. And he had enough one day in class, and he wrote down a confession of like all the things that he had experienced and what he had done. And he slipped it into his homework, like a paper that he was working on, and he gave it to his teacher. Excuse me. They had a conversation, and then she reported it to the principal. The principal got in contact with the police. The police told them that, they would protect him, blah, 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 blah. Like, he would just be an informant. The police contacted the FBI. The FBI contacted ICE. He had worked with the FBI, and he worked with some guy named, what is it? He worked with an undercover cop specifically, and helped put a lot of the people that he was in a gang with away. And when it came down to it, ICE was contacted, and they arrested him, and they put him in a detention center in Manhattan.
God, that's fucked up.
Yeah. He was put in a detention center with some of the boys that he helped get put away. So they were asking, they were pressuring him because apparently there's documents that you get when you are put in a detention center that say why you're in a detention center. And they wanted to know what his was saying because they were trying to figure out if he was a snitch or not.
Damn.
And so as of right now, as far as like the stories that are being reported, they haven't gotten access to it yet, but he's been putting them off because as soon as they see that, they're going to see that he is of an informant, right, and then they're going to kill him.
I was just about to say, will they find out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They're called, these memos. So the guy's name is Rivera. I'm trying to find his first name. That's the undercover cop that he was working with. But anyway, he was arrested. They're now, they want to deport him back to El Salvador. If he gets deported back to El Salvador, he's going to be killed because they're going to know what he did.
Right.
Nobody's speaking up for him. Everyone's passing the blame. The school is blaming the police force. The police force is blaming the FBI. The FBI is blaming ICE. ICE is saying, well, the FBI didn't give us the information we needed, so we didn't know. And this kid is still screwed. And so the message, one, kids are being deported, I think 4 times as much as they were before Trump became president. There's more pressure. A lot of police forces are seeking the glory and the increased staff that comes along with deportations. Because it's popular now to deport immigrants. I mean, it's more popular. It was always popular, but it's more popular now to deport immigrants. Initially the reason that MS-13 even started was because it was a gang started in LA. And what happened was a lot of those people were deported back to El Salvador and Mexico, other countries. And then they spread to those countries because there were people that were already, here, and then they were sent back. And so they're creating what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? A cycle. because what's happening is they're deporting these people back to this situation, and then they're radicalizing other people, and then it's becoming this whole thing, and then people are coming back. And so it's just like, instead of giving these kids help and giving these kids an alternative to this situation, you're just throwing them away. Yeah. And so a lot of the kids, some of the kids that Henry put away, they're free now. You know what I mean? They're free now, and he's still in jail. He's still being detained by ICE. So it's just like a bunch of fucked up shit going on in the situation. This is going to deter people from informing on MS-13. Because who the fuck is going to go to the police now that they know that the police is just going to send them back anyway? They're not going to do anything for them. So
I
it's
mean,
just
the
all
cops
really
shouldn't be
fucked up.
trusted anyway. Fuck
No,
the cops.
definitely. But I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day,
child, you think you would be able to trust an adult?
You'd think.
At the end of the day, you should have some type of refuge.
Right.
And now it's like these kids don't even have, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't even, like, inform and still be like, okay, like, it's like these kids didn't have a choice.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure.
So
and
he was like
trying to find a way out. Like, he was
exactly.
Right.
And he had moved, and he was hopeful that he had this new opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He had promised his grandfather, like, I'm not going to get involved in that anymore. And like the kind of opportunities that were given to him were very limited given the situation.
He was working, so he was going to school, and then he was going home, and not going home, he was going to work. So like, this kid had a lot of pressure on him. And he was doing more than a lot of American kids are doing. American-born kids are doing. You know what I mean? Not that should mean it, like, not that means he's more deserving, but I just mean, like, he's had it hard. And then for the U.S. to screw him like that, it's really fucked up. So.
That's the
trash.
US.
Yeah.
Well,
shout out to the kids of color at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, who have been speaking out lately. Kai Korber. Shit. There's some other names. Mei-Ling Ho-Shing.
oh, that's a beautiful name.
There's a bunch of names. I'm sorry, I forgot a lot of them, and I'm also kind of drunk. So, shout out to those kids. I'm sorry, but shout out to those kids.
Okay,
A drunk shout out.
I made sure
sorry.
to not be drunk this week because of how drunk I was last week, and then
Days
you're
is
drunk.
drunk.
I'm not drunk. I'm feeling it. That's all. But just shout out to those kids because they've been speaking up about the fact that, you know, their white classmates are getting a lot of attention right now, and nobody's really paying attention to them. They've been speaking out about, like, a lot of these white kids. Shout out to them for, like, everything that they've been through, but some of them have been encouraging this, like, police presence on campus that's supposed to prevent shootings like this. And you know, a lot of the kids of color are like, wait, that doesn't make us they're like, wait, that doesn't make us feel safer. And who's going to be targeted when these police, you know, with this heavier police presence?
Right.
So, like, just shout out to them for, like, you know, for speaking up, because unfortunately the newspapers and people in general don't really give a fuck. And that's how I've been feeling with this March on Your Life for Our Lives thing. Is like, a lot of people have been, like, doing all this shit for white kids, and, like, black kids have been, like, doing this for the longest and doing walkouts and doing protests, and it's y'all been, you know, white kids have been getting, like, these lift rides home and these meals on wheels type of deals, and black kids
Covers
get, like, tear
magazines.
gassed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, the discrepancy between the way that these students are being treated versus the black kids that have been marching for Black Lives is just, like, it's glaringly obvious, and it's just kind of like it kind of, like, makes you not want to give a fuck. Like, I know that sounds bad, but it kind of makes me want to be like, no, I'm supposed to give a fuck about y'all now?
It's disheartening. And also, can we talk about, like, all the signs that people are making that are trying to be funny at these things?
Stop. Like, all these white
do
people
that.
coming out, not even just white people, but a lot of the gays too. Look, I love a good sex joke. I love puns, but that's really not the time for you to be talking about your dicks or talking about dicks. There was somebody who put, like, oh, I want Michael B. Jordan's guns or something. It's like, this is really not
God.
The only guns I want to see are, like, Michael B. Jordan's or something like that. And I was just like, girl, like, you're literally at a protest about people are dying. Like, Kim, people are dying.
Kim,
like,
people are dying.
Like, that is so tacky.
Yeah. don't.
But I think it
these,
speaks
like,
to how much
protesters that
like
were in the Black Lives Matters. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Renee. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say a lot of there's been like reports of like a lot of the protesters that were part of Black Lives Matter, turning up dead.
Shit.
So it's just like you're risking your life during a protest, and you're risking your life potentially even later.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's really fucked, and there's no outcry, and we know why.
Exactly. And it just also tells me a lot about like the way that people view these protests. And it's why I feel like a way, because we remember the Women's March, right? And then remember when the four of us not last year, 2016 was it? Or
The
was it
International Women's March.
We went to the International Women's March, and it was just like the attendance was like not anywhere near what the Women's March was. And not only that, when you saw the attendance, it was almost all like people of color. There was very few white people there. Yeah. And so it just like, to me, when I see these big marches, and it was part of why I didn't even participate in the March on Our Lives thing, or for Our Lives, whatever, it's because like I feel like it's like people see this as like a kickback, or like a fucking like a cookout, or like what is that thing that they have in the parking lot before a game?
Like block party?
Tailgating. Yeah, like people are like out here like, oh girl, let's take a picture and look at my sign, and my sign is so woke, girl, your sign is so woke too, and it's funny. Oh my god, look at that pun, and look at that. And it's like, it doesn't feel like to me like people are like, oh, we're out here to protest and we're out here to show our numbers. It feels like people are out here like, oh girl, like let's go take a photo, like let's go look cute, like let's go do this, let's go do, right. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like they're really out here for people's lives. It doesn't feel like people really think that it's a serious thing. It feels like it just feels like they're trying to jump on a trend, and I don't feel like they even know what the fuck they're doing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And apart from that, like I remember like one of the signs that was like after the Trump election during Women's March, it was like if Hillary had been voted in, or if Hillary had won, we'd all be at brunch right now. And it just like it kind of makes it very clear like where their priorities lie, and it makes it very clear to me like if Hillary would have won, institutional racism would not magically disappear.
Well, it would be over, girl.
There's still stuff that like we would be angry about, but you're not angry about that because it doesn't affect you directly. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it does make me wonder like once a Democrat is back in the House, like,
oh, definitely.
What are you gonna do? Are you still gonna fight, or are you like you're gonna like kick back because you feel like your priorities or your worries are taken care of?
They're gonna be at brunch.
Well,
I'm saying
everybody knows that once, you know, a Democrat is back in the House, or if Hillary had even won, that immigration would be welcomed. Black lives would matter. Right. You know what I mean? Abortion would not be getting attacked. Right. Everything would just be perfect, you know?
Trans rights.
Yeah.
So maybe we should end it or do one more?
Let's do one more thing. So, real quick, Cardi B announced that she is pregnant indeed. On
SNL too.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it?
I loved it.
Oh, she performed on SNL with her baby bump.
I'm so happy for her. I mean, I'm not happy for the nigga that she's attached to, but you know what I've been thinking? Like, I was really a little like, oh god, I was a little disappointed. But then I was like, you know what? I was thinking about Sierra, and Sierra got pregnant by a fuck nigga who had multiple baby mamas and couldn't stop cheating, and she's doing mighty fine.
It's doing also very though fine. Like who does like what men are shit. So.
No, definitely. But I'm just saying, like, you know what? It gives me hope. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't mean shit. Like, this is not going to define. This is not going to define Cardi. She's going to be all. I don't know what I was doing with that. She's going to be okay. You know, her baby's going to be happy. It's going to be loved. And, you know, I just have hope for that. She's going to do better one day. And this baby doesn't have to get in the way of that.
Also, to Grindr, stop selling people's data.
Yes.
Please.
There was a response that they weren't doing that.
Okay, sorry. Stop allegedly selling people's data, and they I watched The View, so they always say a legal note is Grindr had responded and had said that they were not actually selling people's information. You say that so you don't get sued.
But
also, shout out to Juno Diaz for his piece that he wrote. That was hard to get through. And then shout out to Marielle Franco, who is an Afro-Brazilian politician. She was gay. She spoke about LGBT rights. She was killed by a group of men in Rio de Janeiro. Her funeral was well attended. She was just a huge activist, and she was targeted. I'm sure because of what she was fighting against. So just shout out to her and say her name.
Mario lastly,
Franco.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just said Mario Franco. Go ahead.
And lastly, everyone be sure to watch Beyonce's Coachella set on YouTube on Saturday night.
Yes.
I will be watching and we can live tweet together.
I was so happy. I was like, you know what? I don't even need tickets. I'm going to just see it on YouTube in the comfort of my home. No stinky white people around me.
Thank you. I was like, I'm so happy I didn't get a ticket. Like,
yeah.
Father God. Yes. Father.
Won't he do it? Praise the Father.
All right. So that's going to be it for Minutes of Color. We will be right back with Z Discourse. And
we're
back to the Discourse. So today, what are we talking about? Today, I think we will talk about consistency and the flakiness. So yeah,
sounds like we're making pastries.
What did you say?
Sounds like we're making
This
pastries.
consistency is exquisite.
Consistency.
Consistency.
Très beauté.
Someone in France is pissed.
Yeah, so I guess the question is a two-parter. Would you consider yourself to be a flaky person or a consistent person? 1. 2, how do you feel? I mean, I guess not how do you feel. I mean, we all nobody likes being flaked on. How do you deal with being flaked on? And how do you feel? Well, what Mark suggested actually is that we talk about the way that people are in different cities. So maybe me and Renee can talk about the difference between, where we live now and LA.
Dangerous colloquial flakiness.
Yeah. So I don't know, Renee, why don't you actually start with that? Why don't you tell us how do you feel about the way people are between
Tell us how much you hate LA.
Basically.
I mean, yeah, go off.
I would say comparatively, I would say it's a lot harder to flake on somebody in the Bay Area because you don't have the excuse of traffic. You don't have the excuse of you're too far. You don't. I mean, you do have those excuses, right? But it's a lot because the city is so condensed, and because the public transportation is a lot better out here. It's a lot harder to say to somebody, oh, this happened or X or whatever, so I can't actually meet up with you. Whereas in LA, I remember even when I would leave my house early and try to be an hour or half an hour early, I'm just yes, I'm early today. I'm so happy. I would still end up somewhere barely on time or late. Especially given that I didn't live anywhere central. So, but yeah, I would say that's the difference that I see.
I find that.
Can we backtrack a little?
What?
No.
Can we define what true flaking is? Because I think.
I mean, you can define it for yourself when you have your turns.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, all right.
That's part of but that's part of your answer. We all gonna have different opinions of what flakiness is. Are we not?
Base was
I think she's just trying to clarify for the answers that we give. But yeah, just give that during Yompa.
Okay.
So Renee. Continue, Renee.
Oh, that was it?
Okay.
Well, I thought we were comparing cities first and then going into...
Yeah.
Just do it all at once.
Yeah, so we could just start there. Okay, so I'll just say the difference between Los Angeles and New York, I find, is that people are... I feel like people are just more upfront in New York about whether they want to spend time with you or not. So you kind of get so one thing I've been doing recently is I've been interacting with people, trying to expand my social group, right? We talked about friends, and I said that I really don't need a big friend group, and I don't. But I would like to have a big social group because it helps, it just makes things easier when you have a big resource of people that you can interact with when you need to. So I would say that people in New York are very much like, if they don't want to spend time with you, you'll know it immediately, right? So like I've reached out to people and they're like, oh, like I can't do it this weekend, but you know what? Let me know the next time you do something. Really, please, like, you know what I mean? Like, hit me up again because I do want to hang out with you. Whereas I recently hit up someone and I was like, oh, well, let me know if you're free this week or next, and then they never responded to me. So I knew immediately that they didn't want to hang out with me. You know what I mean? And that wasn't like a priority for them. And so like I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? Moving right along. I mean, I was in the depressive mood last week, so I actually took it a little bit harder than that. But you know, it's okay. It's okay.
People would be lucky to hang with you, Base.
Ain't that the truth?
That's
word. But yeah, like, so I feel like people in New York are very much upfront about that, whereas I feel like in LA people will like string you along just in case they might want to have time to spend with you. Like it's like you're always on standby. I feel like with people in LA, like they always want to just kind of like see how far they can push you before you just are done with them. They always trying to test your limits, and so I think that's the difference. I feel like people are like, yeah, that's it. So okay, so we did that. So okay, now we can say like, do you consider yourself to be flaky? What do you consider to be flaky?
We didn't.
No, but you guys only live in LA, so what you gonna compare it to?
LA?
Okay, well then go off there. Do it.
Now that
we're
you said those bitches.
No, I was just gonna switch the way we were talking about it because you guys don't live anywhere else.
Okay, that's true. Okay, and honestly, I think you said what needs to be said. LA is very much like you said it. Like I don't see the lie. So,
yeah. So like, how do you guys define flakiness? John, you'll go first because I cut you off. So go off, sis.
It's okay.
Like how do you define flakiness? How do you define yourself in regard to that, and how do you deal with it from others?
So, I think for me, I will try to use I statements. Flaking is like when you, like, say Rakeem and I, for example, made plans to watch a movie, and he's like, yeah, I can come. If he tells me the day of, like the morning of, or even like an hour before that he can't make it anymore, I think that's super flaky. Like that's the definition of flaky. If I had asked Rakeem, like, hey, do you want to go watch a movie? He says I can't make it. I don't think that's a flaky friend. Like if he says no, I can't make it, like a week ahead of time, that's not flaky. That's just like, we're just planning at this point. I think flaking to me is when you confirm something and then you don't show up, or you like something happens, like someone texts me, oh, don't hate me, but I can't come anymore. Like that's flaking. If you're saying don't hate me, I can't come because I have something else going on, like, but let me know for next time, I don't think that's flaking because it's just timing, you know?
Doesn't flaking indicate the fact that you said you were going to be somewhere?
Right,
and
that's
like,
what I'm saying. That's why if someone says like, oh, I can't go, but like, I wouldn't call that flaking, but someone told me that I flaked on them, and this is where I get into myself, and I wouldn't identify as a flake because
interesting.
Wow. Excuse me.
She, her flake.
Yeah. I hate you so much.
Oh God, I hate you.
Which bathrooms do the flakes get to use?
None, because they flake.
Right? They're not there. They're never there.
They're not even there. Okay. I hate us.
No.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I take that back.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, if I said I can't make it, then, you know, that's not flaking. Just, I don't know. I wouldn't get mad at someone that does do that. But if you cancel like last minute or the day of, like something's up, you know. And that's for me, that's mutual. If someone says they can't go, that's fine. And if I tell someone they can't go, I don't think you should call me a flake. That's just planning. That's how that works, right? I don't know. Rocky.
Can I talk nowadays? Is that okay?
Rake, you may talk, slave.
Whoa. So how do we cut his mic? How do we cut his feet? You're done. You're done. You're never going to work in the town again. You're over. I don't think I'm flaky. I just think I don't make plans. Like, if I do say I'm gonna go somewhere 9 times, I feel, and I don't know. I think like 7 times out of 10 I go, right? No, do I flake?
No.
You tend to come like when you say you're gonna come somewhere. You usually tend.
I go,
to
but
out.
you have to get me to go. I feel like that's kind of it.
Yeah, you'll usually say if you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, because usually if I don't want to go, I'll be like, nah, or I'll be like, I'm booked or I'm busy, and sometimes I'm not. I just lie because I just don't.
Yes,
go.
Especially when we try to go out. Look, when I come to LA, I'm trying to go to West Hollywood, sis. So you better get your nerves in order.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm gonna be
busy the whole weekend.
Yeah, girl. I have NDAs and I'm gonna be on set. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. But no, I don't think I'm really flaky. I think for me, it's more about like self-care. So if I do flake, like, because sometimes when you're really busy and that kind of thing, like you need to take a break and sit down. So I'll tell people if it comes to the day of, like if I make plans a week and a half or so in advance or something, and it comes to the day and I'm exhausted, I'll just tell them, look, I'm exhausted and I can go, but like I'm not going to be really present. Or, you know, we could reschedule to a day that really works. So that's what I try to do, because to me, like, it's not that big of a deal because I understand that shit happens, like, and, you know, people can't always hang out with each other. So, like, I understand that that's a thing. Like, as long as I will say I'm really bad at, like, calling people back. Like, all the time someone calls me and I say, oh, I'm really busy right now, I'll call you back, and never do it. Like, I'm terrible at that.
Is that like phone flaky?
But I also have really bad phone anxiety unless it's like a work thing. Like even then I don't like talking on the phone. I just do it because I get calls, I guess. So it's just like, yeah, but I wouldn't say I'm really flaky. And then how I deal with it, I go to bed and I watch the Great British Bake Off, and then I say, "Thank you, Fada," and I'm like, "Okay, like that's it." It's not really something that bothers me. And I remember, Baze, when you were here, like we had talked about it a few times, and it was one of those things where I just shut up and listened because for me, it was never like a huge thing. So I was just It's interesting to see like where like how people feel differently about things. Because for me, it's like whatever. Like nobody likes being flaked on, but. Like, I don't think it's the end of the world. Unless you repeatedly do it, then it's like, yeah, you're done. And if you do it on a date, then, like, I block you.
Okay. Rene.
You know what? I'm gonna need some help with this one. Do y'all think that I'm a flake?
Should we ask our...
Okay.
I think, look, here's the thing about you and John. Y'all niggas is late. Well,
okay, we're late, but we don't flake.
But that's not flake. Y'all still show up, so I'll give you that.
He was just like, my name is Baze, and I have something to say. He was holding on.
No,
to that.
I don't think either. I wouldn't say either one of you. No, John, I would say that you are a little flaky, but not to us.
What?
Oh. So anyway,
wow.
I wouldn't say that I'm
Fuck
flaky.
my drag, right?
Flaky.
Are you asking?
Huh? Oh no, I'm saying I would not say that I'm flaky. For the most part. But I will say, I think there are times, and they're very rare, but I think there are times where I do make plans with somebody and then just like I'm not feeling well, either emotionally or mentally the day of or during the moment. Especially if it's something social. And then I just have to be like, fuck. Like, and I always feel bad because it's just like, you don't want to say like to somebody like, oh, I'm not like, I want to take care of my mental health, so I want to stay home. Or do you know what I'm saying? Like that always sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you explain this situation to somebody?
Yeah, it's weird.
I love when people say that to me, but I don't think like I'm the norm.
No,
honestly.
Yeah, and also it's just uncomfortable to flake on someone and be like, oh, I want to take care of myself. Like it's just like an uncomfortable thing. So I
do it all the time, girl. Just do it. Like, and what are they gonna say? No, then like fuck them.
Sure. Yeah.
In the words of Nike, just do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I do, and like I think even like part of me being late is like usually not. Okay, stop. Who was that? Who was that?
Rakeem was like,
come forward. Show yourself.
Clearly. Show yourself.
No, I think no, because I was thinking about this today. I was thinking about this question, and I was just like, they're gonna drag me for being late. I knew that already.
Pre-prepared.
And no, and even there's this I'm not gonna say who wrote this, but there are these lyrics that say don't be upset if my demeanor tends to disappoint. It's hard enough being civil even to myself. And it's just like,
is that Fiona Apple?
Yeah.
Stop. Anyways, take a shot every time I mention a white singer-songwriter.
It's Joanna Newsom.
So, yeah, I just noticed, like, even for myself, like, things that I want to do that I plan for myself, and then when I wake up and I'm just like, okay, like, you need to make breakfast and do this because you need to be here at this time. I'm usually just like, I'm just so, and like my friends have even said this to me, like when I'm getting ready, they're just like, you're so slow. You're like so slow at everything. And I think part of it is that like I have to sit down. Like there was this post the other day that said like, sorry, I'm late. Like I got out of the shower and stared at the wall for like an hour. And like I do that. And I've been doing, even as a kid, like I remember my sister visiting me once and I got out of the shower and she caught me like just in the towel, just like curled up in a corner, just like staring at the wall. Like I was like, I must have been like 6 or something or 7. And there's like a photo of me. But
they caught you on candid camera.
I have.
Shut the fuck up, John.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said they caught you on candid camera.
They sure did.
Staring at the wall.
But there's just like a lot of processing that I do throughout the day that I don't even realize that I'm doing. And like I think when I saw this question and when I'm just like, okay, I need to hold myself accountable for stuff. I was just like, okay, what is it that I'm doing? And it's just like, literally, I'm just like sitting, processing, and not even just processing, but also like trying to kind of almost like meditate enough to be okay to be social. Because the thing is with me, I'm like really weird because I'm a very social person. I like thrive off of being social for sure. But I also have to prepare myself to be in that space. So it's like it's kind of like this weird, I guess, like they're called ambiverts, which is somebody who's like, an introvert and an extrovert.
Ambivert. Oh,
so
ambivert.
But just like even just today, like there was some stuff that I had to take care of. And by the time I finished making breakfast and eating and stuff, it was really late. So, point being, I try not to be flaky, with people, with my friends, especially if it's like an important event. But there are some times where I'm just like, fuck, I really can't, like, even if I'm there, I'm not going to be present. So there's no point in me being there. And with this date that I was supposed to go on, there was a lot going on, emotionally. And then as far as like me being busy as well with school. So like, I've just realized like, just don't make plans. Like if you can hit someone up last minute and be like, hey, what are you doing right now? Can you hang out right now? Like I can do that. But like, I probably can't do plans like that are like solidified in the future. But yeah.
Do you guys feel it's important to like explain yourself? Because I feel like with certain friends, we already know, like if I don't know, if like one of you guys told me last minute you couldn't make it, and I think I know you all well enough to be like, okay, like it's something important must have happened, you know. I wouldn't get mad about it.
Yeah.
But like if it was someone that I like, an acquaintance or like a friend I didn't know, I would want like, why? You know?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
no, but that's what is that bad?
I kind of like when acquaintances cancel plans.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, yes, like I can just stay home and not do shit, or like I can do whatever I want. Like
I've seen
it depends
a few
on if
memes
I'm
where
like looking forward to it or not.
Huh? What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've seen a few memes where it's like when my friends cancel last minute on me and like that person's like celebrating because like I
like, oh my god, I'm so
too.
sad. But
yeah, because it's like when they canceled, that means I can go have the Beyonce concert I was doing in front of my mirror now.
Oh, for the CIA agents.
Wait, what?
I said for the CIA agents.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I do remember that one. I don't know if John remembers this, but one time I was supposed to go to like your poetry reading or whatever, and I really wanted to go. Like I was super looking forward to it all day, and then like as soon as I got off of work and like being on my feet for like.
But it's okay. You didn't promise that you were coming, and that's okay. Like if someone said that I'm coming, and then I look out in the audience and they are never there.
Right.
I told you I was going to go at my birthday party.
I was there.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, excuse
I'm
me.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I was late, but I was there.
You were there.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
But yeah, I felt really bad about that for a long time. But.
Well, do we have anything else to add? I mean,
I just don't like being flaked on, and I don't know. Do I identify as a flake? I don't think so. I don't think I'm a flaky person. I take forever to text back, but that's about it.
Girl, yes. That's a whole other discourse about texting etiquette. I'm not going to be here for that episode.
Oh, girl, yes. Because you know what? What if we just have all the people that want to drag you?
Wow.
That would just
Please
be the
write
episode.
us in at podcast.
Oh, wait, just me?
Friends of Rakeem. Friends
Girl.
and family of Rakeem.
Right in.
You guys download the Reverie app and then put podcast the color
It's
on.
like it's
Shut
like
up.
it's like
Has
in Mean
Rakeem
Girls.
ignored your text for months?
No.
Please raise your hand if you have been personally victimized by Rakeem Cunningham.
Cunningham.
I raised my hand.
You raise your own
I
hand.
have my own hand. I don't respond to my own damn texts.
Stupid.
Oh, God.
Sometimes
But yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say sometimes, like, even when I get, like, work emails, like, I'll read it and I'll forget to respond for, like, 4 days. And they'll be like, did you get that floor plan that I sent you for the event? And I'm like, no. And then they're
Rakeem
like,
is Cardi B and SZA, and I read it.
oh. Oh, what's the line,
Sometimes-
John?
I'm not going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get anxiety when I get stuff like when people text me or like I get anxiety about like texting it because I'm like not ready to emotionally engage in it.
Yeah.
Like when I got the email about being guest at PenguinCon or not special guest at PenguinCon, I was like, I saw it and then like it got buried and I didn't immediately respond to it because it was like, oh my God, like this is too much, like I can't deal with it right now.
Yeah.
You know, like it just like sometimes like things are just like I'm just not emotionally prepared for them when I receive them, so I can't interact with it right at that moment.
I was going to say, I think now that like people are becoming more vocal and aware of their own mental health, I think when someone flakes on me, I'm like, before I'd be a little like critical, but now I'm a little more, I don't know, understanding because I don't know, we're all that people sometimes, you know, like if we can't do, like if we all want like an instant response, right? But that's if we're feeling okay mentally. We don't know how the other person's feeling.
True.
Like if they're going through something, I think Rakeem and I used to talk to someone who would take like an hour or 2 days to respond because they would say they're so, like this quote, he would always quote, I'm still processing.
I need time to process.
I need to process what
I need
I'm
to
feeling.
process.
Like, okay, I understand if someone, you know, if this happens once in a while, but if there's a pattern and if your friends can confirm that pattern, that person's...
You know what would be really funny is if some people also had experiences with this person and were like, I wonder if that's... And then they're going to send in an email to podcast. Oh, God.
But yeah, like, I think that's how I handle it, is I'm like, you know, I kind of shrug. I'm like, maybe that person's going through something. And I'm not going to ask for an explanation, but if they want to, sure. Like,
Yeah.
And that's how I am with my responses. Like, I'm just going to say, sorry, I can't make it. But depending on who you are, I'll explain myself.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that about wraps up.
Can I ask just really quick, just one more question
Yeah.
really quick? Do you feel like you can tell the difference between somebody like genuinely going through it and then also someone like just doesn't want to hang out, period?
Not if you don't know them well enough. Like if somebody is just trying to get to know, that's like really difficult to tell. But I think if you do know somebody, I guess you could kind of tell. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like if they repeatedly flake, then it's probably like, okay, boo.
I think...
Yeah, well, if they repeatedly... I mean, that could be mental health, too.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm also like, that's not my problem anymore. At that point, I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? I hope you... I had a person like that who, like, suffered from really bad anxiety, and I tried to interact with her and tried to be friends with her. And after a while, I was just like, okay, I don't care anymore. And I was just like, you know, like, I mean, that's... You know what I mean? Like, I respect that she has that that she's dealing with. But I was like, that's not my thing. So, have a great life.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and I'm
Kick
going to go
rocks,
ahead
bitch.
and live mine. No, I wasn't like that. I just was like,
You're like, kick rocks, anxious bitch.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. Let me write that down. Kick rocks.
Anxious bitch.
anxious bitch.
No, that's rude. No, that's rude.
I
You're
think with
dope.
the invention of like stories and sharing, like social media sharing, a lot of people have been showing their asses more. So, and what I mean by that,
Drag me.
what I mean by that is like if someone says they can't make it, but they're sharing a story that there's at some bar or clubbing, like I'm specifically talking about an example where I was supposed to hang out with this guy and he texted me, "Oh, sorry, I can't make it. Something came up." And then he's literally like on his Instagram story that he's like in West Hollywood going to the Abbey and all the shit. And so, that is the time that I would call it. Like I responded, I was like, "Oh, cool. So you couldn't hang out, but you're like at a bar."
Wow.
So
You have to be smart about that
Yeah,
stuff. Like I don't understand.
That is true. But
Like,
sometimes people don't care. They're
people-
just like, bitch,
yeah.
and what? What you gonna say?
That's
Damn.
true.
And even
That's
if
true.
that,
Like, say something, bitch.
that person didn't like.
I'm having fun, and what?
He didn't hear what like I had said, but at least I did it for me. I got it out of my system.
He was like, "Kick rocks, boring bitch."
Kick rocks. Chuck.
Wow.
Anxious
Oh my
bitch.
god. I mean, that's just really rude, though. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of
It is.
respect that
I
level
like-
of petty, but it's rude.
But I don't
If
think
I'ma do
people.
something
You know what I
like-
think? I don't think people remember. I think that people are like, "Oh, I did this. I made this excuse," and then they go out and they don't even think twice about posting on their story.
Are you
No,
kidding?
see, that's
I
why you
overthink
hide
that
your
shit.
story or you hide the person from your story. If like,
I'm
Some
glad
people-
Renee
also,
said
some people
that
don't wanna do
first
all that.
because
That's next level fuckboy.
I'm not doing all that. If I lie and say I'm staying in the house and I want to post a story of me having a good time out, I'm gonna just do it.
we know you would do it, babes.
That's like when people call
Like, for
off
what?
work and
That's
they're
too much
posting that they're
work.
at the beach or something,
Right.
and like all your coworkers are like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck? That's why I block every single person from my job that tries to
Yeah.
follow me because y'all need to know what the fuck
That's
I'm
like
doing.
amateur moves.
Wow, we're all full of shit. Again,
We
our
really
brand
are.
is trash.
Trash. Well,
So
thank you.
We never claimed to be anything more than that.
true. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for this week. We're going to get to questions next week because we have a lot of leftover ones from last week. So we want to say thank y'all for that. Thank you for all the good responses that you gave to us on Twitter and Instagram and also want to apologize for not getting back to the Instagram DMs all the time because sometimes I forget to check it and it'll be like 5 days later and then I don't see the story anymore. So-
Wait, you mean our group one or yours?
no, like the podcast.
Oh, I don't know. That was not shade. That was not shade at all. I was asking a question.
This episode was about you.
That was
Shirley.
unintentional shade because I check it too, but I try to respond when I can.
Anyway, so you can find us on Twitter at trashcolor. I don't know what to say to that. Both?
gross.
Babes, everyone in the room just went,
That was so unintentional. It was not. I was not trying to confuse.
oh my god, wow, okay.
Fuck your drag, I guess.
Yeah, fuck my DMs, right? Okay, so
Miss
yeah.
Vanjie.
Wait, I thought I was gonna end the episode, bitch. God damn it, you ruined it.
well, shout out to the Vixen too.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
shout
we
out to
forgot to
her
talk
for
about
getting that
Vixen
white girl
and
together.
Aquaria.
I don't remember her name,
Vixen.
but
Aquaria.
If you're
Oh.
POC and still reading from Aquaria, I don't even know.
She's boring, so
I don't see it for her. I don't watch the show, but I don't see it for her.
bitch. But yeah, so anyway, you can find us at Trash of Color on Twitter, Podcast of Color everywhere else. You could also download the Reverie app. I think we're on there now, but if not, download it anyway because we will be on there. And there are a lot of other shows that are on there. And also, what was I about to say? Oh, we're also rate and subscribe on iTunes. That's what it was. Leave comments.
Yes, please do that.
As we say every week, hit that subscribe button.
Like and subscribe,
Like and
to my
subscribe.
channel. Thank you guys.
And with that, we will see y'all next week. I just have one thing to say. Miss Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie.
Come get these
B- b-
cookies.
b- Did you wait? Okay, no, let me stop. I'll talk about it after.
Brum, 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 brum.
This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Keem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.